So another interesting thing is the omission of this sexual alchemy knowledge. And if you look around, it's omitted in lots of places where you'd actually expect it to be there. And some places where you're seeing that it is there, it's just leaving out one little piece of information, or it's inserting one piece of misinformation. I'm talking about, for instance, being on the yogi path. I was on the yogi path following a guru for 20 years, 25 years. And I was told, yeah, it's good to not ejaculate. Okay. So here's the story. Then I wanted to be a good yogi. I started in 1995, and I heard this from my guru. Yeah, it's good not to ejaculate, so you don't lose your fluids. You know, you don't lose your, because you can meditate better if you have all that energy available. So you can be a better yogi. But I wasn't given any techniques how to do that. So for me, what happened, I don't know if for you maybe as well, about every 2 weeks of not ejaculating and being continent, I don't know if you had the same experience, there would be the pressure buildup about every 2 weeks. And then I would have either a dream at night where I would ejaculate at night, or I'd just be like, oh man, this feels uncomfortable. And I would just, masturbate and, lose my fluids. And then I would feel bad about it. Oh, I'm a bad yogi. Ah, yeah, I ejaculated, It's like, whoa, what a vicious cycle, And then you're into guilt and stuff like that. And I had a whole long journey with that, and I'll tell you about it later. But in this moment, I didn't know what to do with that. Okay, I don't want to ejaculate because I want to keep my fluids, I want to keep my energy, but it builds up. What do I do with that? So I wasn't given the tools, which I then later, 15 years later, I went to the Tantra Yoga school. They were giving lots of tools to bring up the energy. And that's really the key, that you're doing something regularly that already takes that energy that is building up and brings it up in the body to other organs or to your heart or to your head, and that you can do other things with it. You can focus more, you can create something, you can build something, you can, whatever you choose to do, you're creating with that energy. And interestingly, it's the same energy. It's the creative force energy. The sexual energy is the creative force energy that creates another human being, that created the universe, and that you're creating your projects or your life with. It's all that same energy. So if you learn how to do something with that regularly, then you don't have the buildup. You don't have the problem. And I put it in quotation marks because it's not a problem. It's beautiful energy. But I was seeing it as a problem as a yogi. I just want to point that out because that's the topic, right? This chapter here. It's being omitted. Why is it being omitted? Why is it working for that system that somebody tells you don't ejaculate, but doesn't give you a way to actually absorb it? And you're then in a place of guilt. Why is that working for that system? My theory is that guilt works for manipulating people.
It keeps them down.
It keeps them down. It keeps them your follower. It's a system I'm completely outside of now. Even when I'm teaching, it's like I see myself at eye level with you. You're my brothers. I'm your brother, and I'm just sharing my experience. I'm completely not interested in the dynamic of the guru, of the teacher, who then has sort of access to people in some way in their energies because they're feeling guilty or because they need you or this or that. I'm interested in working with people who are sovereign, who are in their own power, doing their own thing. And they listen to what I have to say, and you do what you want to do with it, and then you're the author of it. You're your own author of that which you take from this. So why am I doing this? In my 20-year journey of yoga with seva, chanting, meditation, and 10 years of Tantra yoga experience, I discovered a system whereby I could easily transmute my sexual energy and then in sexual activity, direct it into another part of my body as well. This is an amazing experience for one, but it has the benefit of making it possible to direct the orgasmic energy during lovemaking or any sexual activity into another part of the body, thereby splitting what happens with the orgasm. So there is no need for the ejaculation part of the orgasm. The energy can just be shot up into the heart or into the head. So you don't lose your energy. You're letting your energy grow into something else. You're letting it grow into inspiration so that you really have a sense of who you are. You really have a sense of what you want to do in your life. You can let it grow into motivation and ambition. You become more feelable for those around you. You become more masculine in a sense that you have more direct energy. I'm not talking about macho masculinity. I'm talking about the good, harmonious, giving, nurturing type of masculinity. That is very magnetic. If you have that energy that comes out of you, that is really then there, because that's what naturally, archetypally, and primally polarizes women to men. This kind of sense of, I can do this, I'm really here, this is my presence, and I have a direction in my life. When I say sexually continent, I mean I've been sexually active, I've had orgasms, and I've been in relationships, and I'm now in a beautiful relationship with my beloved, where I'm having sexual experiences, love makings, and I'm not ejaculating in the old way. I've been able to split the orgasm, and this is a technique that I want to teach other men so that you can also emancipate yourself from this sinus curve of buildup and release, and then having no energy. You'll be able to feel the effects of this within a few weeks, and definitely within the first 3 months. Perfecting it then is icing on the cake. How far you go with it is personal taste. You may choose to do it halfway or have a transition time of several years like I did. Experimenting with it can only happen if you have the tools. So in this course, I'm giving you 10 tools that you can apply in order to be able to split the orgasm for yourself at some point in the future. All the way until there, you will have different experiences that allow you to experience the benefits already. It's up to your taste, it's up to your rhythm, it's up to your timeline, how quickly you progress. But with this course, you will have the tools to have an amazing shortcut to get there. The techniques that I'm sharing with you are proven. They're proven by me and by others that have learned this in my workshops. With this course, you'll have access to the videos, the best chapters from my workshops, where I was teaching other men how to do this. And you will have access to live coaching, either in private sessions or in calls, which I make myself available for Q&As, sharings from your side to hear how you're doing, and then live coaching in the call. On top of all this, in this course, I don't just see you as a client who's learning one skill in order to be a better lover. That is just the basis. I see you as a whole being, a man who is coming into his masculinity, who is coming into his maturity, and who's coming into his ability to be in a high-level relationship. Because with these tools, you're also increasing your yang magnetic energy, your natural masculinity, and you're creating more magnetism for women, for others to see you and feel you and be attracted to you. It makes you, apart from that, be ready for a really polarized relationship, a relationship in which you can be in polarity in long term. So you may be thinking to yourself, yeah, that's great for you, but I don't think that I'm capable of this. But believe me, I was in the same position. And I can share with you that in the beginning of my Tantra yogic journey, I wasn't able to imagine it either. But as soon as I started to apply these techniques that I'm about to share in this course, I was able to start to sense how the energy was flowing upward. I was not building up pressure, and I had more ways in which to direct the orgasmic energy. So since 2017, I've been able to be in lovemakings with confidence that I know how to direct my orgasmic energy. And I can retain that energy, I can transform it into other energies in my life, I've been able to manifest my goals more easily. I've been having great meditations, more consciousness, more connection to my beloved, and I'm able to really be showing up with my full masculine energy in a high-level relationship in which I'm in a safe emotional space where I know I can continue with my personal development. This is not a relationship where we both fall asleep. This is a relationship in which we're both dynamically involved in our own personal development. And this has been the basis for all of that. I teach all of this in this course. So you can, of course, doubt this, and you can go on as before. You can try different ways, or you can check in with your intuition and see if this work aligns with you. If you do, and I say, just go for it. Experiment with these practices and see how they work for you. And once you've experienced the benefits of them, you won't have to believe. You won't have to wonder. You'll know, and you'll be living it. And here's what you'll get. Let me share the screen. So here's the courses section. You'll have access, first of all, to the Zoom link for the different calls. You'll have access to the best chapters from all the different workshops that I've given. You'll have an overview of the status quo, where we're at in our society with sexuality in general. I'll give you the different keys of what it takes to get into this technique. I'll give you a very simple warm-up for the yoga asanas, which is not a big yoga program. It's just really some very specific asanas that you can do in your daily practice. I'll talk about stoppage, NoFap, and semen retention. We'll talk about the deeper theories of the asanas, how the actual alchemization, the transmutation actually works. Then we'll have videos that actually teach you the asanas. And then in the weekly live calls, you can ask about the details as well. We'll go into pleasure practice. We'll go into the daily format and into the 10-step overview. You'll have the whole package. You'll have the entire way of increasing your polarity, increasing your magnetism, transmuting your sexual energy, having a way of discovering how it works to split the orgasm, to direct the orgasmic energy, and then how to bring your lover on board to this technique so that you can actually have a bonding experience over this. So this transmutation is something that you're doing together. It's not something that you're alone with. It's something that you're sharing with your lover. And if your lover is interested in this transmutation, you can actually share the techniques with her as well, and you can practice them together. What you'll also have access to is the actual practices. It's a channel within this beautiful platform called Group App. So if we're going through a different technique or a certain guided meditation, then you can go here and just enjoy it right here on the platform. I invite you now to ground your energy and awareness. Group App actually has an app for Android and an app for iPhone. So you can actually enjoy these guided meditations on the go or sit somewhere in nature and do them. So we actually have a channel here for sharing our experiences between the weekly calls as well. While you're on the go, you can do this on your phone, on the app, or you can do it on your desktop at home. You can basically upload a picture of something that's important to you. Here's a beautiful picture of me and my beloved in Ibiza. And just share what's important to you, and then start sharing your experiences with the practices as you go along. You'll have access to the event calendar. You can see what's coming up. You can look into the library, watch different videos, get inspiration, and then maybe ask questions about it in the live Q&As. Also, the videos of the different asanas will be available here. And in this way, you'll always have access to a quick video just about that chapter, and you can just jump to it here in the Practices channel. So I thank you for watching this video, and I thank you for looking into this amazing topic. And I wish you an amazing journey. And I hope that I can help you on your way to learn these techniques to fulfill your own full potential.
Soul Rise.